And he said the following, and I'd like you to really listen here, because that will be the topic today. He wrote, "I am confused about contradictions I read about. For example, Tony Parsons said that there is no destiny. And yet I read where Bhagavan wrote a letter to his mother who implored him to leave his Arunachala mountain, and he said that it was his destiny to be there." So his question is there or isn't there destiny? Now this sounds like an outright contradiction, doesn't it? That's what we think, you see? Because we think with the mind. You see? We have to really... But let's go into it. You know, when we begin to love truth, we think it's going to be a beautiful experience. But I've never known anyone who became transformed or who realized the truth, who said that that experience was initially a beautiful experience. It was always a shock. There's nothing more shocking than to realize the truth of who you are. Because the one thing that hits you smack in the face is that all my life I have deceived myself, I have lied, and I lived in such illusion all the time. And when you realize what is real, you'll find that you have lived a lie most of your life. It's quite a shock, but that shock will bring you to that which is real. Many times Master will say there is no destiny, there is no reincarnation, there is nothing, absolutely nothing, and that is the ultimate truth. But then they would talk to an individual who is still in his mind, which most people are, naturally, otherwise they're awakened. And they would say, yes, there is reincarnation there, there is destiny, there is fate, there is all these things. Okay? And the point is, how can we get to the truth? And the truth is not difficult at all. I remember one quote from the Course in Miracles which always reverberates in my head, is right at the beginning of the text, and it says, the opposite of love is fear, but that which is all-encompassing can have no opposite. So let's hit the truth. Oneness has no opposite. It's all one. So to a master or to someone who has found truth, there are no opposites. So even contradictions are still one. Because one means there's no opposite. Got it? So there's no right or wrong, good or bad, evil or goodness. You see? And there is not even a person to know these things. There's only what is. See, talking about a person, for example, we all think that each one of us is a person. Did you know that the personal came from the word person, and the word person came from the word persona? You know what persona means?
Mask.
Isn't
it a mask?
A mask.
Yeah.
In the ancient Greek-Roman theater, persona meant mask. So, because in the olden days, the characters played a certain part, but they didn't play it like us with very good acting. So they would put on a mask. For example, I'm the evil one, so I put on an evil mask. You see? And then they would identify as on stage with that mask. You see? So what happened as time went on, we say, oh, he's a personality, and he's a person, and he's this. It means you're living from a mask, from a role. But it's not the truth. You see? So we all wear a mask, and we get so used to it that it becomes reality. So when we begin to go in deeper into oneness, you will begin to understand something very, very deep. Who am I? You know, what do I mean by I? And even as I say this, I'd like you to feel it, okay? Because the words are still on the conceptual mind. But we have to feel it. So go back right now, really, what do I mean when I say I? I am Burt, I am Mary, I am John. Okay? You'll find that there is no edge to it. I. Where is this I? There's no end. There's no boundary in which, oh, it's up this far. You see? We think of it as the body. But my God, you're aware of everything that's around you. Where does it end? There's no boundary line to I. So where does this I begin? Where does it end? And you will begin to find that everybody in this whole world is that same I. Everyone thinks it's theirs, you see? Oh, I am John. Oh, I am Sylvia, you see? And of course we make it personal, not realizing that the personal is a mask in that form. The I is really the is. Because the is makes you feel that everything is coming from your periphery, from your vantage point, from your field of experience. You see? I can only know what I know because I know that I am all that there is to know. Because I am here. How do I know you're real? I know I am real because I feel my pain, I feel my joy. I don't know what you feel. Got it? But what if you look out in your awareness, dispense all judgment, get rid of all agenda, do not judge anything, in other words, don't compare, don't analyze, and just look. And you will find that if everybody does the same with you, does the same as you, we'll all see the same thing. But the moment you call it something, you've limited it and you're not seeing the truth. You see, what you think, when you look at Burt, you have an idea what Burt is. That can be helped. That is the nature of the mind. But when you really look, you'll find it's just like an animated protoplasm, an animated form talking, but this action is coming from something we don't see, right? It's coming from an invisible source, an energy, a being. A being is now talking, moving arms. I'm not doing it on purpose. It's just happening, right? Everything is just happening. So you will see that everybody is the same. Now, an interesting thing is that if everybody were to do the same thing you do and look without any agenda, we'll all see the same thing, but we don't even see male and female anymore. We don't see good and bad. We don't see tall or short because no comparison. All you see is there, right? It's there. It's it. And you will find that there's no difference between this it and that it. But you have to feel it. And you'll begin to understand that the I that you take yourself to be so personal and so real, everybody does that, of course, because it's universal, right? Then you begin to see that I am really you and you are really I. So this is the paradox. There is no you. In reality, there is no you. And if there is no you, feel it. If there is no you, then you is all there is. If you listen with your mind, you're confused. But if you listen with your heart, you do not exist as an individual, as a person. Because when I say you, you think of yourself. But when that is moved, and since you can only experience from this field of perception, from this state of being, like, you see, you find that you is all that there is. It seems like a paradox, isn't it? There's no you, and therefore you is all there is. And so when I look at you, I see myself. When I look at a dog, I see myself. When I look at a cat, I see myself. When I look at a tree, I see myself. When I look at the sky, I see myself. Because myself, which is not mine personally, but I, is everything that I see. And that's called love.